Hello, welcome to this video. In this video, we'll be solving some more questions on functions. So in this question, we've been given a graph of x, and we have to write equations for the graph that are obtained when the following transformations occur. So A is when there's a shift 3 units upwards. If there's a shift 3 units upwards, f will just increase by 3. If there's a shift 3 units downward, f will decrease by 3. F of x. If there's a shift 3 units to the right is this side. 3 units to the right is the x will decrease by 3. So f of x minus 3. If there's a shift 3 units to the left, we're going to have f of x plus 3. X increases by 3. If there's a reflection about the x-axis, it means y has turned upside down, meaning that the function will be negated. If there's a reflection about the y-axis, it means x has been negated. So we'll have f of negative x. If there's a stretch vertical stretch by a factor of 3, it means the function itself vertically, which is y, the function has been multiplied by 3. And if there is a shrink vertical by a factor of 3, you are going to get 1 over 3 multiplying f of x. A shrink is a decrease in its size, so you use 1/3 of the function f of x. And this is how you do questions like this. Let's look at the next series of questions. We have to explain how the graphs are obtained from f of x. So the first one is f of x plus 8. So this is a vertical shift by 8 units. So vertical shift 8 units. B is y equals f of x plus 8, meaning that x plus 8, the x has shifted to the left. So left shift of 8 units. Vertical shift upward, it has to be indicated that the shift was an upwards. Vertical shift upwards by 8 units. The C, this is 8 f of x, so it means stretch vertically by 8 units. D, when we have something like this, it means the graph has been shrunk horizontally by 8 units. Take note, when it's vertical, you're going to use a number. When it is horizontal shrinking, you multiply it to the number itself. But if it's a stretching horizontally, you use the reciprocal of the number. For stretch, you use reciprocal, and for shrink, you use the original number itself. When you're talking about horizontalness, the x. But for the y, you maintain it as it is. You reciprocate if it's shrinking, and you maintain it if it's stretching. For the e, we have negative f of x. That one says that the function has been reflected in in the line x. So reflection in x axis. Then there's a -1, meaning that it has come down 1 unit downwards. Reflection in the x-axis, then vertical shift downwards. Vertical shift downwards by 1 unit. Y is 8. f of 1/8 x. This means that it has been, the 8 at the outside means that it has been stretched 8 units vertically. So vertical stretch 8 units. Then the 1/8 inside means it has been stretched horizontally too. Then horizontal stretch 8 units as well. That is it for this one. To move on to the next one. So in this question, we've been given the graph of f. That's the blue one, the graph of f. And we have to indicate or match the graphs labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the equations labeled A, B, C, D, E. They are transformations of f. So we have to indicate which ones they are. Let's look at A. A is f of x minus 4, means f has shifted to the right by 4 units. So let's look at the one that has shifted to the right by 4 units. F is 3, and now it's all the way here. This is 4 units away. So we can see that equation 3 has shifted 4 units to the right. So A happens to be equation labeled 3. Let's move on to B. B is f of x plus 3. It means the f of x has shifted 3 units upwards. We look at the graph that has shifted upwards, we can see that that is equation 1. It has shifted 1, 2, 3 units. 3 units upwards. So B happens to be equation 1. Let's look for C. C is 1/3 f of x, meaning that f of x has shrunk vertically by 3 units. Consider this one, f of x was at 3, and now it's at 1. The apex was initially at 3, now the apex is at 1, meaning that it has shrunk by 3 units. So C happens to be equation labeled 4. Graph labeled 4. Let's look at D. Equation D, we have negative f of x plus 4. Let's consider what is inside the brackets first. F of x plus 4 means that the function has shifted 4 units to the left. 4 units to the left will come down somewhere here. So around here somewhere. But there's no graph here. So let's look at the continuation of the transformation. We see there's a negative there, meaning that it has reflected in the x-axis. So there's a reflection and a shifting of 4 units to the left. We can see that that's this equation here, equation 5. Let's look at the final one, E. Inside, we see that there's x plus 6, meaning that it has shifted 6 units to the left. 6 units to the left from here. 6 units to the left from here will be this. It's not the same, but we can see the transformation continues with multiplication by 2. Meaning if this is 3, apex is 3, the apex of the new function should be 6. So yes, that is it. So the final one happens to be equation 2. And that is it for this question as well. That will be it for this question as well. In the next and final question, we've been given a graph and its equation, and we are supposed to find the equations of the remaining graphs using the equation of this graph, because they are just transformations of the original graph. Let's look at question number 6. We can see that it is at 2. It starts at x is 2. The original function starts at x is 0 and ends at x is 3. This one ends at x is 5. So 0 to 2. This is now 0 to 2 and 0 to 5. We can see that over here it was difference 3, still difference 3. So the function has just shifted to the right by 2 units. It has shifted to the right by 2 units. Then also we can see that the function has increased in height. Originally it was 1.5 and now it's 3. That's 2 times. So vertically it has doubled. So it has stretched vertically by 2 units, and it has shifted to the right by the same 2 units, meaning that whatever is inside f is not going to be f of x, but rather x minus 2. Then it has also stretched vertically by 2 units, so 2 will multiply the whole thing. Now we have to transform this into the function we were given. So we were given this. So how do we find f of x minus 2? 2 f of x minus 2. It means we are multiplying the whole f of x, which is square root of whatever is in there. And we are also replacing x with x minus 2. So wherever we see x, we put x minus 2 there. X minus 2 minus x minus 2 squared. This is going to be square root of 3x minus 6 minus x squared plus 4x minus 4 inside here. We are going to simplify this and get negative x squared plus 7x minus 10 all under root multiplying 2. So this will be transformation for question number 6. Let's look at question 7 quickly. Let's consider question number 7. For question 7, we can see the graph has shifted to the negative side. It has reflected and it has moved downwards again. So we have to find how many units it has shifted to the left. And we can see that this particular point was initially at 3 and it's now at negative 1. So from 3 to negative 1 is 4 units. The point at negative 4 2 was initially at 0. You can see it has shifted 4 units to the left. So in the bracket, you are going to have x minus 4. 4 units to the left. Sorry. Oh, shit. So we are going to have x plus 4 being 4 units to the left. Let's see. It has also reflected in the x-axis. So whatever we have for the function will be negated. Then it has also moved 1 unit downwards because it was initially resting on the x-axis and now it's resting on line x equals negative 1. That's moved downwards by 1. When you move downwards, what happens? What do we see? What happens to the function? When you move downwards, the whole function is subtracted. You subtract the units by which you move downwards from the function. It moved downwards by 1 unit. So we say negative 1 to the function. So the function now becomes negative f of x plus 4 minus 1. We have to transform this function so that it can satisfy this. So what we are saying is that we will negate all of this, subtract 1 from the final answer, and replace x with x plus 4. So negate it, replace x with x plus 4, and subtract 1 from the answer. This will be 3x plus 12 minus x squared minus 8x minus 16 minus 1. This is in a square root sign. The 1 is not in the square root. Negative of this. This is square root of negative x squared minus 5x minus 4 minus 1. And this becomes this. And that will be all for this video. You have to get more questions and try your hands on them. See you in the next video where we'll be solving more questions under functions. Subscribe to the channel and stay tuned.